I had a nightmare about a July summer night, thick with humidity. Kids are running through a busted fire hydrant, laughing, screaming, and splashing. 2 blocks away, a mother lights candles on the sidewalk for her son who won't be coming home. A line of National Guard Humvees rolls slowly past, the diesel rumble cutting through the street music. I woke up in a cold sweat and I said, "Is this really the cure? Is this what safety looks like? Soldiers, rifles, checkpoints? Or is it just the illusion of safety, a stage play to quiet headlines?" Welcome to Epic Spotlight. I'm Dante Royster. Now let me ask you, if this was your neighborhood, would you rather see more troops on the corner or more jobs for your nephew? As President Trump debates whether to deploy the National Guard to Chicago, I wonder if the potential for more violence really is the answer. Sending the National Guard is a blunt instrument that can provide short-term visibility and headlines, but it rarely fixes the underlying causes of urban violence. Usually things like poverty, lack of jobs, dilapidated housing, fractured social supports, and illegal gun flows are the main reasons. Families, community leaders, and evidence-based public safety researchers generally point to prevention, jobs, place-based investment, and proven community programs as the real levers that reduce violence long-term. You see, I don't come at this as a politician or a professor. I come at this as a regional mortgage broker, a guy who's seen firsthand how money, credit, and capital can shape a block, a family, and a future. I'll never forget the first time I closed a rehab loan in a struggling neighborhood. The house had been boarded up for years, grass knee-high, windows busted. Neighbors told me it was a magnet for trouble. Fights, drugs, gunfire, you name it. 6 months later, that same house had a fresh coat of paint, kids playing on the porch, and curtains in the windows. And you know what the president of the block club told me? She said, "When you fix a house, you don't just fix a house, you fix a street." That was the day I realized finance isn't just about numbers, it's about oxygen. It either chokes a community or it lets it breathe. Now let's talk plain English. Is the National Guard the answer? It's quick, it's visible, it makes a headline, and yes, it can tap down chaos for a week or two. But here's the truth. Violence isn't solved by more violence. You don't cure a sick body with a gunshot. You cure it with healthcare. And communities are no different. When you drop soldiers into a neighborhood but leave the boarded up homes, the jobless youth, and the broken schools, and the easy flow of illegal guns, what happens? The belief of the American dream disappears. The neighborhood gets sicker. Trust shrinks. Fear grows. And the violence? It just waits until the Humvees roll out. So no, in my opinion, troops aren't the cure. At best, they're a tourniquet. And tourniquet, my friends, are short term for emergencies. Now, here what does work. It's not theory, it's evidence proven on the ground. Violence interrupters. Programs like Cure Violence. Credible messengers, guys who've been in the life, stepping in before the bullet flies. In some neighborhoods, shootings have dropped 30, 40, even 60%. That's not a slogan, that's lives that are saved. Focus deterrence. A model where police, community, and services team up. They tell the small group driving most of the shootings, you've got a choice. Keep pulling triggers and consequences will come, or step out and we'll support you with jobs, training, and a new path. Studies show that could lead to 20 to 40% reduction. Place-based investment. This one hits home for me. Fixing vacant lots, boarding up abandoned properties, renovating homes. You change the environment, you change the behavior. A block that looks cared for gets cared for. And let's not forget the big one, jobs. Stable work, apprenticeship, second chances for returning citizens. Give people a paycheck and they don't have time or the need to focus on the street economy. Now let me stop and ask you, which sounds like a better investment? Another Humvee rolling down the block or a paycheck in somebody's hand that feeds their kids? When I stand in front of you like this, I feel two things. Frustration, for one, because I love Chicago. I know what a wonderful place it is. I bring my kids there. and I don't like the abuse it gets on the national news. The second feeling I get is I feel optimistic if we all follow the same acronym, HOPE, HOPE, help one person every day. It is the long game theory, but I believe it can work. I've seen a vacant property turn into a home, and a block's heartbeat that can make a comeback. I've seen young men put down guns when given an apprenticeship in construction. I've seen neighbors stop crossing the street in fear because they felt ownership again. And here's where Epic Mortgage comes in. Because all this evidence, all these programs need fuel. They need financing. I offer rehab loans, FHA 203K, Fannie Mae homestyle programs, etc. I can help you renovate neglected homes, remove blight, and stabilize blocks. The Big Beautiful Bill will provide opportunity zone capital so you can turn tax breaks into affordable housing and mixed use projects that can create jobs. I offer commercial loans for small businesses so we can provide the foundation for local entrepreneurs. More storefronts, more daytime activity, less crime. We offer down payment assistance and grants. At Epic, we help families buy, stay, and invest in their neighborhoods. Stability equals safety. This isn't just mortgage talk, this is public safety talk. Because money, when pointed in the right direction, can literally stop bullets before they're even fired. And timing matters. Interest rate shifts, federal funding cycles for opportunity zones are here now. Neighborhoods are tipping either into revival or deeper decline. Every month we wait, another block goes vacant, another young life risks being pulled into the cycle. So why wait? Why let fear dictate the story when investment can rewrite the narrative? So, do you solve violence with more violence? No. You solve it with vision, with investment, with relationships that build trust. Picture this. The year is 2027. That same block on Chicago's west side has rehabbed homes, open storefronts, kids biking down the street, neighbors waving instead of watching their backs. Not because of Humvees, but because we chose to put dollars, energy, and faith into people, not patrols. That's the neighborhood I want to help build. That's the future I believe in. And that's why Epic Mortgage is not here just to close loans, but to open up possibilities. Because at the end of the day, money is just paper, but what we do with it, well, that's legacy. That's life. So let's not settle for headlines. Let's build neighborhoods where everyone can breathe easier and live freer. And as always, have an epic day.